With Revinate's leading technology, you can select from predefined segments to target your campaign to the right guests, or create your own guest segment based on criteria you choose. All your contacts and guest data can be found in the Guests and Segment section within the Marketing app. Here you can upload a contact list, view your guest database, and create or view your guest segments. Revinate has created 6 predefined segments for you to use when logging in for the first time. You will see the following 6 segments: loyal guests, all arriving guests, past guests with no future stays, all on-property guests, locals within 50 miles, and all reachable people. You may use these predefined segments to start sending campaigns right away by clicking the Create Campaign button. You may also choose to edit any of these predefined segments you see here. Every card you see will provide you an estimate number of reachable guests by email, as well as the average room spend per stay. You can click on View Details to see a full list of all of the guests and contacts within that segment. You'll also see some additional information here on the left-hand side, such as how many people are included in this segment, their total lifetime room spend, an average room spend, and all reachable contacts by email. Within this page, you may choose to duplicate a segment, edit a segment, or create a new guest segment. Now let's learn how to duplicate and edit an existing campaign. Let's say for this exercise, I want to create a segment to send a pre-arrival letter to all arriving guests who are non-OTA. To do so, follow these steps. From these segments below, click on the drop-down arrow within all arriving guests. Here we will select Duplicate Campaign. A white dialog box will appear. You can personalize the name to reflect the segment that you are creating. For my example, I'm adding non-OTA to the segment name. Once you have added a segment name, it's time to select your filters. By clicking on the first box, you'll be able to select from any of these filters here below. In the first section, you can select from demographics such as email address or gender, as well as language. The next section will give you stay data such as booking channels, booking date, check-in date, or checkout date. And lastly, we'll see email marketing, such as contact list and email subscription status. For this example, I'll want to stay with current guest status is, which means it's equal to, arriving today. I'll add a new condition and select the stay data for booking channel is not, meaning it does not include or should not include any OTAs. By clicking on select, all of your PMS fields for booking data will populate. Select those fields which you do not want to include for the booking channel. In my case, I'll include Orbitz, Travelocity, and Expedia. Once you are satisfied with your segments, you can update the stats to see how many people on average will be included in this segment. When you are ready, select the Duplicate blue button located on the lower right-hand side of the white dialog box to create your segment. Once you have created it, you'll see a success banner at the top and your segment will appear on the first section on the left-hand side. Great, you've created your first segment. Now to learn how to edit a segment, click on the drop-down arrow, select Edit, and you'll be able to edit a segment that you have already created or the system has created. Please note that if a segment is in use within a campaign, meaning it has been attached to a campaign, you will not be able to edit that segment. Instead, the segment might appear grayed out as we see here, and this segment will notify you this cannot be used or modified because it is currently used with the following campaign. If a segment is no longer in use and you would like to delete it, simply click the drop-down menu and select Delete. To create a new segment not found here, simply click on the Create Segment button located at the top right-hand corner. Here, by clicking the blue button, a new white dialog box will appear. Here we'll take the similar steps as we did before. Name your segment here at the top. And in this case, we're going to create a segment for all of my local guests. So here I can type in local offer, and we're going to look for any guests based on their guest location is within. And if you're using miles, you can select miles or kilometers based on your preference. In my scenario, I'll use miles. And I'll say anyone within 50 miles of my hotel. Once you're satisfied with this information, you can update the status. You can also add new conditions to this segment, such as any local guests, and perhaps you want to target someone who travels with a family. So by selecting family travel, you can select any reservations that has had children in the past. Once you are satisfied with this, you can create your segment by hitting the blue button. You will see that new segment located here on the left-hand side. At any time, if you would like to see how many reachable guests you have in any segment, you can click the Refresh Now button located at the top of the segments page. This will refresh all of your segments with the updated content located here in the blue box, such as reachable number of guests by email and their average room per stay. When you are ready to create a campaign, you can do so from within the segment type. So let's say I want to create that local offer or send out a staycation campaign. To do so, I can click within the box on the Create a Campaign button. It will take me over to the marketing section to start creating a promotion or my campaign. To create an email campaign, you can do so directly from the flow that we just followed from the guest segments page. You can also create a campaign directly from the marketing section, selecting campaign and hitting the Create Campaign button. To create a new campaign, simply write the campaign name. This is for internal use only. Only the hotel will be able to see this information. In this case, I'm going to write staycation, and this is a local offer for local guests within 50 miles. Next, you'll select your campaign locale. Here, you'll be able to select what format the date and numeric merge tags will display. If you are sending campaigns in multiple languages, you'll be able to preset your default language or select other languages within the settings page. In my scenario, we'll write this in English. You'll be able to include links to upsells, for example, in a pre-arrival email by clicking on this Include a Links button. Below, all of your upsells and amenity upsells will display for you to be able to include in this promotion. Since this is a staycation offer for local guests, I will not include upsells in this example. By clicking Next, it'll take us to the design phase of creating a campaign. In this step, you can use from any of your predefined or pre-created templates that you see here. If you're part of a group, you can see any of the templates created by your corporate account. You can also see any that you have created in your property. You can select any of these templates to use that template as your design, one of the layouts or full designs that we have predefined here for you. If you're an advanced user, you can also customize your design using this HTML format. For our example, we'll use one of these templates here above. Once I select the template, it will take me to the design section. Here I will be able to design my email or edit the existing email. The first section is the email subject line. In the email subject line, you'll want to include the subject line that's catching to your guests. This is the first thing that all guests and contacts will receive when you send them your campaign. You can include a merge tag within the email subject line. Merge tags are information pulled directly from your PMS system. So, for example, if you wanted to include the guest's first name within the email subject line, you can scroll down and select guest first name. By adding this merge tag, we will pull information directly from the PMS. If you use a merge tag such as title for Mr. or Mrs., you'll need to have that information already pre-entered into your PMS system for this email to be able to incorporate it into the subject line. Otherwise, a space will be provided in lieu of the information. Here in the email subject line, I will include the guest's first name. You'll also want to make sure that your email subject is 40 characters or less so that it is not truncated on mobile devices as a best practice. Once you have entered the email subject line, you'll want to start working on the design of your email. Here in the design, you'll be able to add modules such as images, dividers, or buttons within your email design. You can additionally edit any of your images to update to the new look for the campaign that you're sending out. To add a module, simply click Add Module, drag and drop any of the modules that you wish to use, for example, the divider. Once you drop the module, it will appear in the design template. If at any time you'd like to remove any of the modules, simply click on this trash icon and it will disappear. You can drag and drop our modules up and down by selecting this cross icon, clicking on it, and dragging it up and down. Once you're satisfied with the design of your email, click Next. Here you can preview and test your email across different clients. You'll be able to see how your email renders on the desktop and tablet, as well as a smartphone, and across specific email software such as mobile clients like iPhone and Android, or web clients like Gmail or Outlook. You'll also be able to see how it looks on a desktop client, such as an Outlook on someone's computer or Apple Mail. Once you are satisfied previewing this information, click this checkbox here below that you have previewed and tested your email and approve it for delivery. You can also save this as a template if you'd like to use it in the future and clicking this checkbox. You can also send yourself a test of this email by entering your information here up top and clicking the blue send button. Now we'll go on to the next page. In the next page, you'll be able to select a segment to use. By selecting a segment, it will attach to this promotion that you have created. You'll want to answer some additional options such as including guests who've only received, opened, or clicked any of your past campaigns within a certain time period, or only including guests who have not received other promotions that you have previously sent out. Once you add this additional information, you can select Next to schedule this campaign to go out. Since this is a one-time promotion for local guests with families, I want to send this out immediately. If you'd like to send this based on a specific time and date, you can select the time as well as the date and click Next. When you're done scheduling, this will take you to the review page. The review section will let you view the campaign name, who it's coming from, the sender email address, and whether or not upsells are included in this campaign. You'll be able to see a final view of your design here below, or click the Edit button to go back to the design and change any of your existing designs. On the right-hand side, you can preview and test one last time by clicking Go Here, or sending someone else a test email if you would like to do so before your final send. For any reason you need to edit your segment or chose the wrong segment during the process, you can choose to edit your segment by clicking the Edit button. The schedule will appear here, and you can additionally choose to edit your schedule before sending it out. The other section will allow you to turn off revenue tracking for this campaign or set send limits for a campaign if you are doing a warm-up of your campaign sends. Once you're all done, simply select Save and Schedule when you are ready to send. If you are not ready to send and would like to take one last look at it or would like more time with this campaign, select Save Without Scheduling, and it will go back to the campaign section for you to work on later. You'll be able to find the campaign you were working on in the one-time campaign section. If you were ever to create an automated campaign, you could find those in the automated campaign section. Automated campaigns are any campaigns that go out recurringly based on an event type. Our system automatically files that under automated campaigns, and you will be able to find them in this list.